Okay, good morning. I don't know who's online, but if my name's Tim, I'm co-founder of LT, one of the incubated companies from Batch One in Lisbon. Perhaps you could put in the chat in the comments if you're here, just so I know who is watching. That would be really useful. But my plan today won't take up too much of your time, but I'm going to talk a bit about my journey, what it's been with Demium in the few months it's been already, because there's been plenty of changes and things to talk about, and a bit about what I do on the side and what I was doing prior to joining Demium as well, because it's something that's really important to help grow companies like this, and it's my best practice, if you like. It's all around the ecosystem. But to tell you a little bit, so yeah, I'm Tim. I am British, as you can probably tell, but I've lived in Lisbon for 3 years now. And I joined up with Demium and am now co-founder of Healthy. We're nutritional food toppings that come in single-serve packets that you add to your everyday meals, so you know you're getting those nutrients that you need, whether that's just for healthy living, whether that's because you're on a speciality diet, anything like that. We're about to launch our MVP. That's the stage we're in, and we're really putting in the right time to get the brand right and things like that at the moment. Lots of market research as well. But before I was with Healthy, I actually originally joined up with another company, Tickle, which is probably one of the furthest along of all the companies within the Lisbon batch. We started selling on about day 2 or 3, I think, and it was going really well. It was myself and co-founder Nikolai, whose vision it very much was. But I was finding that as we were progressing, I think that, and this is nothing against Nikolai, because it was his vision, because it was his idea, it was very much going along those lines, and I felt that perhaps for me it wasn't. I was perhaps not pulling my own weight. I didn't feel I was contributing enough, and made the decision to step away just as we got a little bit of investment, actually. So, but I made the decision to step away, and a new co-founder came in with Nikolai, and I found myself without a company, but joined up with at the time Emily and Anya to form Healthy. They were already working on the project, and fortunately we're happy to have me come on board and join them. That in itself has had some troubles as well. We had again some issues with personnel, and in fact it got to the stage where we actually had to let Anya go, and that's very difficult to do at such an early stage company when you formed it together. But it was the right thing to do, and it's we were again quite lucky that I think Anya did agree as well, and now Emily and myself are pushing things forward. And as I said, we're about to launch our MVP, and I'm sure you'll hear a bit more about us coming up. But what I really wanted to talk about here was the best practice side of things. Well, I see as really important when whatever stage of company you're in, and I'm lucky that I was working for a venture capital firm here in Lisbon, not your standard investors, as a lot of them are, that's all they do. We actually work on a number of the European Horizon 2020 projects, all about helping startups from around Europe to scale, sometimes to move to Lisbon, helping them meet investors, go to market, and things like that. That brought me in contact, actually originally with Ben from Demium as well, but it's brought me in contact with the ecosystem here in Lisbon, elsewhere as well, Berlin, Vilnius, Dublin, and really helped me to immerse myself in this industry. When I say industry, the overreaching kind of startup industry and ecosystem. Go to as many networking events as possible. Get to know as many people as possible. I don't always talk about Healthy. I don't always talk about Startup Lighthouse, which is one of the main projects in the EU. It's just getting to know these people and really understanding how you can help them, how they can help you, how they sit in the ecosystem, how you do, and just how all of this helps really. It's something that can be hard to do. I wouldn't say anyway that I'm a natural networker. I'm very good speaking with people in a setting where perhaps I've been set up or something like that, or in a big group. But I'm not somebody who naturally will go and join a conversation, or I can sometimes find myself kind of standing on the outside of these events and trying to decide where I fit in, where I can go. But it's something that I find that when I push myself into and kind of push myself out of that comfort zone, that I really do start to benefit from that. And much as it's not always obvious, actually there's more people there than not that are in the same situation, have the same way. It's a minority of people probably that actually are comfortable just going and speaking with people that they don't know, in interruption conversations, joining conversations. And I think that's really important to remember, is to really know that it's not just you in that situation. But yes, so how has this helped? I mean, with Healthy, we're not currently fundraising, but already have a book or a full of contacts for investors when we do get to that stage. It's often something that you think you don't need to be doing until you're fundraising, but actually a fundraise can take 6 months at least. And if you're already on the radar of those investors, if you're already known to them, even if it's just personally, it just makes it the whole process so much quicker when you do come to get to the next stage. We're introductions, of course. So in fact, Demium, the ecosystem massively helps there. We're an e-commerce company, and with so many e-commerce companies, one of the big problems is delivery, logistics. And just yesterday, a colleague from one of the other companies shared some details of a new supplier that she had found on the WhatsApp group, actually, who we all contacted almost straight away, and I've had quotes from them now, and it's not just a case of what you can get from that person, but how everybody can help each other, and I'm let's say a big believer in this. With Startup Lighthouse, it's really helped to bring people over to Lisbon, and again, introducing them to investors, to corporates, to other incubators and accelerators. I found it really interesting that people don't really see people don't really. Sorry, I've completely lost what I was saying there. Yeah, but that's it. So, despite being in one incubator, despite working with others in others, they don't see each other as competitors at all. Everybody's helping each other, and I find that this way of getting to know the ecosystem has been fantastic. I wanted to see if anybody's got any questions. Really, it's it's a bit difficult. I don't know who's watching or anything, but I understand if you put a question in the chat, I should be able to see if anything comes up. So please go ahead, and I'll be happy to help if I can. I'm not seeing anything come up, so all I'll do is I'll leave you probably just with my details then, or one last thought, I suppose, which doesn't cover best practice, but as we've got a few minutes, something else that I really had to do. So moving from VC and, if you like, the kind of connector of people to an entrepreneur, moving that mindset is something that I'm sure all of us, or a lot of us, who haven't come from a natural entrepreneurial background, have had to deal with. It's something that I've really enjoyed taking on as well. I love the thought that what I do can have an instant impact on something. It's that old adage, I suppose, of being your own boss, and I really thought I'd actually struggle with that, but I think it's been something that meeting so many other interesting people, people with entrepreneurial experience, people who've come from backgrounds similar to mine, people straight out of university, people still studying, in fact, even, has really been a great takeaway from me, and something that I think has really helped that mindset change to me. I've got a question come up, which is, what is the most important thing about an awesome CEO? And I don't know. I think what I will say is, so Emily and myself, my co-founder, we talk all the time, and when we had the issue come up about letting Anya go, it worked really well, because we're always talking, and because we discuss things. We don't necessarily always 100% agree on everything, but both of us are very open to other ideas, which I think is what has helped us really move this project on in the last 2-3 weeks, actually. So I think, I suppose the answer to the question, what is the most important thing about an awesome CEO, is for me, flexibility. I think you have to have the mindset and the drive of, what you want to do, but you need to be open to input from others on that as well. If you're just stuck in your own way, I don't think you'll get anywhere. There's no more questions coming up, so I guess that is it. I will leave you then. If you did want to get in touch at all, I'm available via email. is always good. It's Tim at Elthy, so that's EL-thy.com, and the website is el-thy.com, healthy.com, and I'll be happy to chat with anybody. And thanks very much. Bye.